Did Robinson mentioned that certain Felicia Williams horse he felt wouldn't win. I apologize, I didn't quite catch the name and looked for the clearances, and the name is just Cespage or something. And it doesn't look like anything that she has running on the Thursday, so I'm not quite sure what he meant. But what he was saying, when Felicia Williams' record is getting worse at the Cheltenham Festival, I do remember having a few good back on Something Wells when it went at 33 to 1. That's quite a few years ago now. Stairs Hurdle, James Griffin says Paisley Park. And Benedict, he says second favourite, but he felt wouldn't run. And his main bet, though, is Penhill, who's improving and betting without the favourite, obviously betting without Paisley Park market. So win, so obviously betting without taking Paisley Park into account. Fergal Brown felt Somerville Boy was a value, and that Paisley Park was a certainty. Matt Nicholls, Paisley Park, and he said it should be 4 to 1 on the race. Ian Robinson also Paisley Park, and again saying a bit of value might be Somerville Boy, or Carberry's Paisley Park. With attempts, James Griffin's Wellergate. With Dawn Run, mentioned Sandra Rosso if that horse ran, but she is flying, but she isn't actually running in the race. Ian Robinson was keen on Phoenix Way for JP McManus in the Pertemps hurdle, and obviously that owner has a very good record in the race. And Paul Costello's Nap was in the Kimio Fulk in Chase, and that is plan of attack. James Griffin mentioning Silver Sheen, but he's a non-runner. And I heard him mention that once or twice mentioned earlier in preview events that a horse was mentioned. So I hope I got the name right there. I missed it, but I think he thought he might be a non-runner, and he actually is. Gordon Brown, like Milan native in the Kimio Football and Chase, although James Griffin saying the horse won't run. And Paul Carberry in that race, like in Milan native each way. Final day started with looking at the Triumph Hurdle. Fergal Brown thought Solo would win it from off the pace. Matt and Nicholls saying Goshen is a bit of a freak and jumped right at Fondwell and felt that Solo is a horse for next year, but he felt Goshen would still win. Now, here we go, the language. I will repeat the language because it's quite a hilarious way, wouldn't it? Ian Robinson used it. All mankind, he said it fucked off and then fucked off some more and waited and then fucked off again. I think it's quite a well-known phrase from elsewhere, that one. But anyway, so language, but that I can't really put that subtly, I'm afraid, because that is really how we put it. He said Goshen jumps right and will end up in the Guinness Village. Well, that would be so sight to see. Paul Costello felt Gary Moore was out of form, though, and therefore was not keen on Goshen. James Griffin was going for All Mankind. He felt the Irish juveniles weren't good enough. He also did mention Sir Psycho on Goshen, and again, he also agreed that Solo might be a horse for next year. Paul Carberry going for All Mankind. James Griffiths, as I assume a pun, was saying the Cerberus is a dog, and the horse has the same name as the dog of the underworld, so I think it may be a bit of a joke there. Or he may also not like the horse, I suspect. The Albert Bartlett, Fergal O'Brien likes Tyne Hill. Matt Nicholls thought Tyne Hill was keen last time out and prefers Harry Senior. James Griffin felt Monkfish had jumping issues, Harry Senior had too many races, and Tyne Hill is a more 2 mile 5 say Ballymore horse, and so went to Ramsay to tie. Ian Robertson didn't agree with Ramsay to tie, but he went instead for Fury Road. Paul Carberry said he liked the Leopardstown winner. I assume that's latest exhibition, who won last time out, Grade 1 at 2 miles 6 furlongs at Leopardstown. Paul Costello mentioned House Island as an outsider to look at 66 to 1. James Griffin did not like Long Horse Poet for the race. Paul Costello said he felt that Sempro wouldn't have his ground he wants. And James Griffin saying to ignore no meat horse at Cheltenham. And it's a joke, and for him I think it was, he's too busy in court to train. Interesting thing about no me, he doesn't have a great record at Cheltenham. But 2 of his 3 winners I can think of were Nicanor and South Luster Bay, and both of them beat a Gold Cup winner. The South Luster Bay beating Best Mate in the 2000 Supreme Officers Hurdle, and Best Mate of course winning 3 Gold Cups, and Nicanor beating another legendary horse in Denman. in the what was, well, now it's a Ballymore, it's over 2 mile 5. So when he went to just train horses, he beats very good horses. But unfortunately, both Chester Bay and Nicholls, I think, ended up getting an injury. Seems to come back for no reason at all to a mare's hurdle. I'm sorry, it seems a bit, sometimes a little random here, and I don't quite know why that came up again. And James Griffin and Ian Robinson not liking honeysuckle for it. I don't know why that suddenly appeared at the end of that part. And the final thing they did was a Gold Cup. And Fergal O'Brien fancy Bristol to Mike each way for this race. An album photo mentioning also Santini. Poor Carberry mentioned presenting Percy and felt it was a poor ride from David Russell last time out. He said that Delta Works' preparation probably was great, but he wasn't sure he was a Cheltenham horse. In the end, he went for album photo. Matt Nicholls went for album room photo. He said perfect preparation. He felt Delta Work had no consistent form on soft ground and did not like Lost in Translation, and that Clanders and Bow would not get home. Apparently, one of the panel here said he had issues with Lost in Translations jumping, and I'm also saying for Delta Work, both of those at Cheltenham. And I didn't write down which one that was. And one of them had an issue with both Lost in Translation and Delta Work. Matt Nicholls liking Santini, but Ian Robinson not liking Santini, going for album photo and Lost in Translation and mentioning Delta Work. And also going for Bristol and Mai, who thought he wasn't quite right at Haydock last time out and may run better this time. James Griffin of album photo with Santini for second. Mentioning Delta Work by saying Clanstable will not stay. Costello not liking Delta Work. Keen on Bristol and Mai, who felt will be up there. Felt Kemboy was more flat track horse, and Lost in Translation had too much speed. And mentioning that Chisholm sometimes give too much hype to their horses. Paul Carberry liked a comment in favour of both Kemboy and presenting Percy. And also, it was also mentioned a possibility by Paul Costello for Chris's Dream. Lee Robinson said that actually even Kemboy might not even turn up. Another bet on final day. James Griffin liked Soviet Pimpernel for County Hurdle and McFabulous for the Martin Pipe Conditional Jockeys Hurdle. Fergal O'Brien for Fox Hunters going for the Mullins Trains Billaway. Matt Nicholls liking Spirits du Romay for the Martin Pipe Hurdle. Lee Robinson's Beal and Ass for the Grand Annual. And Column of Fire for the Martin Pipe Hurdle. Paul Costello liking Manila Rock for the Fox Hunters and Capel for the Grand Annual Chase. And Paul Costello also going for Stolen Silver in the County Hurdle. The Naps Matt Nicholls with Paisley Park in the Stairs Hurdle. Theodore of May is the Martin Pipe Hurdle. Fergal O'Brien definitely to sow the Champion Chase and Champagne while each way in the Cold Cup. Paul Carberry, Enver Allen in the Ballymore. Tiger Roll in the Cross Country. Paul Costello, Plan of Attack of the King Mule for Roman Chase. Here's Griffin Old Chilman Champion Chase and album photo in the Gold Cup. Ian Robinson, Hollow Ginger each way in the National Challenge Chase. And Gordon Brown, our mix with Fred Winter, did go for Santa Rossa as well, but Santa Rossa is a non-runner.